Hi everyone, welcome to Shadowverse. My friend Nicole, the same one that got me to play Super Sonico and Sonicomi and the Senran Kagura games, convinced me to play this because, according to her, this is her favorite trading card game. And as you know, I have a problem with collecting things. I don't own them and I need to collect them. So, this is a free-to-play game on Steam. It is completely free, of course, since I'm doing this with an online game. I'm going to be Alchemyprime, because why wouldn't I? It's exactly 12 characters. New data is available to download. This looks like a mobile game, almost. Right?
While we're waiting for the thing to download, can I pop some of these bubbles?
Yes, okay, so we bought the new Soylent Cafe Chai Tea, which I'm not much of a chai tea drinker other than Bhakti Chai. But, Michaela, how is the Soylent Chai Tea?
It is delicious, actually.
Okay, so do you have something that's equivalent to my coffeeist?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we both have a Soylent Cafe that we can enjoy. I'm waiting for payday from the day job, because we don't make enough on Patreon yet for that to be the day job. Hint, hint!
You all should totally go up to the little eye in the top right-hand corner and support us on Patreon.
We actually just redid the $1 patron level, so it now gives you a vote and access to Club Prime, which is the Patreon supporter only Discord channel, and it makes your name orange in the Discord, which is a stupid thing, but hey, it's fun. And we have absolved you of feeling guilty about using adblock, because if you are giving us $1, you have officially given us more than YouTube has in a year. Because YouTube has given us nothing yet.
For those of you who are supporting us by donating $1 to our wonderful cause here on YouTube.
Our cause of playing games for money to help fund making games, which there are projects in place that fall into that category.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. We have... if we compared the amount YouTube owes us to the amount we've made through Patreon, we are about 8 times from Patreon and about 3 times through Teespring. So, very, very, very grateful to all of you. Anyway, I can't have a poor signal. I'm hooked up to the router physically. Come on. Anyway, I do love the art style here. The art style here is very reminiscent of the game Magna Carta on the PS2. And I'm kind of digging that. Oh, right, as I was saying, once payday hits, I'm going to order the Cafe Latte Vanilla and see how that is. But I normally just drink coffeeist. Anyway, Isabelle is an alchemical researcher. I found my favorite already. The tragic death of her beloved fiancé made her obsessed with the idea of resurrecting the dead. I assure you, if I made a book with a very similar premise, I've been working on that for a year already by the time I read this. So, yeah. Then we have Rowan. Rowan is a former commander in the Royal Army. His life changed when a ferocious dragon attacked his squad. He is now trying to come to terms with the consequences.
Rowan is the Dovahkiin.
I guess. Luna is a troubled child who lives in a dark, distant mansion. She finally decides to venture out of the world, hoping to find new playmates.
That sounds awesome. I found my character.
With their skeletal parents hanging out with her?
I don't care.
Alright.
She looks cute.
Now, Urias here kind of looks like he belongs in
And
Chrono
she's
Trigger.
lonely.
He looks like he belongs in
Friends.
Chrono Trigger or Castlevania. The last of the vampires has been awakened after centuries. He yearns for another fight with his bitter rival, King Balthazar.
Ooh,
Eris.
I do like vampires.
Eris is a high priestess who works tirelessly to ease the suffering of humanity. She continues to serve, despite having lost her memories when a familiar face appears. So we have Jace as a girl. We have Nissa, but a blonde. This one's actually just, I guess, Simon Belmont as a woman. This one is... To be fair, alchemists looking for immortality is kind of an old trope, so So, Nicholas Flamel as a woman with purple hair. Really cool dude. I'm kind of digging him.
I'm going to return, people. I have to check food.
Creepy child. And cool van. Oh, it sparkles when I click! Aw, man, I'm just gonna abuse this. Sorry, Michaela ran off because we got a new rice cooker, which I'm happy about. But it sometimes explodes. I'm just throwing this out there. Hamilton Beach made a very good crock pot. Their rice cooker leaves a little bit to be desired in the not exploding department.
To be fair, you guys, it only exploded because I didn't wash the rice the first time that I used it. And apparently when you are working with rice, you need to make sure you wash it. Pro tip.
Wash your rice.
It's very easy, you guys. You just
pro cooking tip there.
You just take the rice, put it in a vessel to hold it and some water. Put some water into the vessel holding your rice. Put your fingers in there, mix it around a bit, and then dump the water. And you've rinsed your rice.
Put your fingers in the way of the rice.
Yeah, mix up the rice and the water a bit.
Or get a sieve and just dump the rice in the sieve. Like a wire mesh sieve. You know, it's a good book.
What?
Nectar in a Sieve. Like, that's one of the only ones from high school I actually went back and reread later as an adult. It holds up. It is about a poor Indian family in India. And there are some very adult themes in there that, like, even high school me recognized. But, like, I was surprised my teacher was, Miss Phillips. Miss you, Mrs. Phillips. I don't know if you're alive or not. You were pretty old when I had you. I hope you're still alive. You're pretty awesome. Anyway, I was surprised she was able to get away with that. I guess it's because she had tenure and the football team broke her skull once. So...
Ouch.
Yeah, she had a graft from the side of her ear onto her forehead. Because she was also the yearbook photographer sometimes. And one of the football players didn't notice where he was going and full body tackled a 62-year-old woman.
That poor lady.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, like every fantasy novel and sci-fi novel you could imagine, she had in her room.
That's cool.
She was a bit of a hard ass. I did not like her my first semester because she kept giving us terrible novels to read, like Of Mice and Men. And then second semester we got all the good novels, and then she became my favorite. Okay, evolution points. These are the points needed to evolve followers. The first player receives 2 per battle, and the second receives 3? This is confusing already. An ominous presence has filled the skies. People know it by one name, the Morning Star. It is a promise of freedom, a glimpse of new worlds. A light reaching into oblivion, a shadow in mortal hearts. When darkness covers the world, the gates of annihilation will open. Cost, okay. I guess I don't get to see cost.
Because you're gonna learn about it.
Prologue. Losaria and Arisa are 2 young elves who live in the woods. This is definitely a Nicole game if it has Japanese-style elves. They are training tirelessly to one day become forest guardians.
You make it look so easy.
Oh my god, there's voice
You were
acting.
born for this.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
I've been practicing a long time. Keep up your training, and you'll have no problems.
And it's like in English.
Show me how to do some of
I
those
was not
archery
expecting
tricks.
this at all.
Sure. As soon
I gotta
as
have to
you're
read this. This is great. I'm gonna read over it, or talk over it, so nobody else can hear it, because I'm horrible. Just a bad person at heart.
before.
Oh, by the way, our new slow cooker, like I said, works fantastic. And what we have made is delicious. And that thing has that Morningstar thing on its chest. That makes me convinced the Morningstar's evil. Like that stupid book in your cousin's campaign. So, Michaela and I play in her cousin's D&D 4th edition campaign. I play a homebrew-raced artificer. Michaela plays a shifter druid.
Yes. The tiger version,
Carissa!
4th edition.
Let her go! I won't let you take her!
Yeah, so...
I don't remember. I don't know if you said that already.
I did not.
I wasn't paying attention.
We're gonna keep our animations on, just because it's probably cool. Dark Dragoon. Insolent white dragons. Prepare to be taught once and for all. Blank, blah, 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 because I can't read that fast. out loud. I'm a speed reader and I can't read that fast out
Out of
loud.
my way!
I get to go first. That's kind of cool. This looks very Hearthstone-y so far. Okay, so cost is in green. Great. I'm gonna guess attack and... This is legitimately Hearthstone. This is Hearthstone with a different art style.
Hey, let's
And with anime girls. This is... Look at this. Tell me this is not Hearthstone. It even has things on the field I can click and they do shit.
Yep, it's Hearthstone.
I like. Give
So
me that.
everybody, if you don't want to play Hearthstone, but you still want to have fun playing Hearthstone,
You can play Shadowverse. Jeez. Huh. Like, I was not expecting this to just be Hearthstone.
I wasn't either.
It has an evolution mechanic, though, which I'm guessing is going to be very, very different.
Take that.
Oh, fine. I'll attack the fair. Why wouldn't you let me attack him with my knight? My knight was clearly the one that should have attacked there. Oh, fine. This tutorial's making me do inefficient moves. Okay, so this one has ward, which is taunt.
Fall back. I like. Give me that.
earn my fair
But yeah, this
share.
is 100% Hearthstone with a different interface. This is so weird.
Revenge.
Goblin King can evolve. You can make one follower per turn even stronger by evolving it. So let's put out our Goliath. And click him and click evolve. So this is the one mechanic that separates it from
You're done
Hearthstone.
for.
The evolve.
Yes. So this is basically to Hearthstone what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to
I like. Give me that.
Earn my
Magic the
fair
Gathering?
share.
I guess. Alright, I can dig this. The art style's very different. I will grant it that. And it doesn't have the casual atmosphere of Hearthstone. I do love the casual atmosphere. And I'm liking some of the character design so far. But yeah, I can totally see why this is one of Nicole's games. I was talking about something else there a moment ago and I lost it.
That's okay.
Yeah, I see you say that, and it's gonna come back up and it's gonna bug me.
Well, sorry.
Oh yeah, your cousin's campaign. So, in there's this book that keeps telling us what to do. And it's like, no, you have to keep the book safe or else you'll die, and you have to do what the book says. And like, one, as a GM, I'm thinking, she's railroading us, how dare she? But then there's the other part of me that's like, I don't want to do what the book says. I think the book's playing us.
Out of my way!
Because my brain...
In my cousin's defense, this is her first time ever GMing a game. So,
Wait. Does she own a PlayStation 2?
not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Because here's where my brain went. Follow me on this.
Okay.
The idea of this battle keeps coming back like every 100 years or so, right?
Uh-huh.
The goblins show up, the demons show up, and then the elves find a new group of
Take that.
people to protect everyone,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This sounds like Final Fantasy X. In Final Fantasy X, you have a monster named Sin, right? And Sin shows up about every 20 years.
Okay.
Okay. So you follow me so far on this idea.
Yeah.
Great. So Sin shows up, and they have to find a summoner, and the summoner will call up a final Aeon, and a final Aeon can...
Take that.
a final Aeon can, like, kill Sin. But Sin will be back. Okay? Well, then the heroes eventually find out that Sin itself is an Aeon. Specifically, it is the last final Aeon. And every time you make a final Aeon to kill Sin, what you've done is just create the next Sin.
Fall back.
And so you're basically dooming the world by saving the world. If that makes sense.
You're done for.
So, like, you go to save the world, but you're just delaying the inevitable.
This'll do it.
And so your heroes have to find a way to beat Sin once and for all, but everyone's rebelling against them because that's never been the way it's been done. So, of course, my brain... Well, one, first we have Pitt, who doesn't trust anything that an above-grounder tells him. Until that above-grounder has proved themselves to him. Right? He's a peaceful guy. He wants to avoid violence if it's possible. Unless I'm feeling grumpy that day, then I let him make him violent. But most of the time, Pitt is the kind of guy who's like, wait, we can't just go in there and attack those goblin warrens. Why not? We attack them before they attack us. Like, that's still breaking and entering. They're not part of the army. Why would we do that? That's messed up, yo. Because he used to live in a dungeon. So he's used to a bunch of smoothskins showing up and busting into his house and trying to take all of his and his dad's stuff. He's like, guys, that's messed up. Don't do this. But the other thing is he's used to artifacts being bullshit. Because, like, really? Because this sure sounds like that cursed sword that my dad had and he kept trying to tempt people with. And his dad's a lich, by the way. He was adopted by a lich. Because I just went with what's the craziest story I can throw in here, because I'm always GMing, and I'm so much more used to how monsters work than how players work. So you have Pitt going like, wait, I think this book's playing us, and I think it's cursed. And of course, the rest of you all think he's paranoid, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it wouldn't work that way. And it's like, really? Because it seems like it would work that way. Because if I were an evil wizard and I wanted to make sure that I kept being able to come back, I would make a book that specifically gives wrong instructions to the elves. Because none of the elves remember where this damn book came from.
May the forest be at peace.
We are also of the mindset of
Just go with what the adventure says.
my whole family is relatively new to
This wasn't worth it.
Dungeons and the Dragons,
True.
so we haven't built up a
Purify the forest.
Level of paranoia to protect you.
yeah. And we've had some pretty nice GMs who don't
May the
kill us
forest
on
be
the
at
first
peace.
go around.
Whereas I've had the other kind of GMs.
Play. Hey, let's play.
I am 100% ready for everything to go tits up at any given moment.
Fairies?
Because that's what I'm used to when other people GM for me. Because I'm a nice GM. I like to think so anyway.
I'm gonna rest for a bit.
Thank you. I don't try to kill everyone right off the bat. I wait a little bit before I try to murder everyone.
We work for it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah! Yeah! Help me, fairies.
Fall back.
I've murdered all of your fairy friends. My own monsters. But yeah, there's this level in my head of, oh no, something's about to go horribly, horribly wrong. What can we do?
I have a
me,
feeling
fairies.
because of your character's paranoia, you are giving my
Just
cousin
don't.
many ideas.
And you know what? Either way, as long as I'm right, I don't care.
I live by the sword.
I'm totally fine with my paranoia becoming legitimate. If it's because, even if it's like my paranoia is legitimate because I said it, because that's how GMs work, by the way. That's how I work as a GM. Like, if I find out my players are paranoid of something, I'm going to roll with their idea. Because, like, oh, yeah, no, I totally planned on that to happen. Shh. Just roll with it.
You won't escape.
There we go. Oh, and let's kill him off with this Dark Elf. Oh, nice. That's how I keep getting fairies. Cool. I don't know why I'm getting fairies from a Dark Elf. I should be getting Dark Fairies. That's one thing that bothers me with, like, Japanese games when they have Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Is they always have Dark Elves just being super chill with the normal elves. It's like, no. Knock that off. I understand where they're coming from, because racism is bad. But,
Are you hurt?
on the other hand,
No, I'm fine.
it's different when
I thought
your
something
Dark
might
Elves
have
are
happened
demon
to you.
worshippers,
I'm glad you're safe.
compared to Dark Elves just happen to be Black Elves. And my brain is the Pathfinder and D&D version where they are demon worshippers.
Harissa, be careful!
Ow.
Lasaria! Lasaria, wait!
I do like the voice acting. If there's one thing I can really appreciate in this, it's the full voice acting and the visual novel style.
They take no.
That is making Shadowverse a much more fun game for me. Like, this will be something I will come back to. Especially since I know there's a story mode now. Like, Hearthstone's one of those games if I have to play it whenever I kind of feel like it. Because there's no... Why are they rupees? That's it's making the Zelda fan in me angry. But... okay, I get it. They're sponsoring a sports team of some kind. So that's why there's a sports thing on there. Alright, cool. But, like, I like the fact that there are... what do you call them? Let me claim my crates. I have 8 crates. They're right there. Well, I guess we'll come back to this and play the main story. For right now, I'm gonna go eat dinner. If you guys like what you see, click the subscribe button, click the squares and the eye if you want to watch more videos or take the special secret quiz. There's nothing ever really cool in there. It's just like a funny question. And of course, if you want to support us on Patreon, $1 just got a bit more robust, and everything over $1 gets the dollar level. Yeah, it is what it is. Hope you all had a great day and enjoy more Shadowverse in the future. Bye, everyone.